What are you doing, James?
I've got the egg.
You got the egg. Does it taste like egg?
Let me see.
No. It's kind of a weird ratio, isn't it? It's not very realistic, let's be honest. It's like you got a huge yellow thing and this very small bit of the white stuff. Oh, it's got the jazzy music again. I like it. Nice. Yeah. All right. Well, we're back into eUnited versus Rogue. And Rogue just beasted eUnited. They almost 16-0'd them. Didn't quite. It was 16-2. Close enough. And I think we saw that there was a huge disparity from a skill perspective, a huge disparity. Well, to be fair, we didn't even get to see the T side of Rogue. So it's hard to say, you know, conclusively how big the difference is between the two teams right now, but Rogue are making a pretty strong argument that they are by far the better team. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly.
No!
It's not exactly very hard, is it?
There's nothing left. Well, the knife is taking place. eUnited, let's see if we... Wow, that actually went straight into the bag.
Of course
I'm not even joking. It went straight into the bag. So oh, look, there's another one. Oh, sweet. Waiting to... Oh, no, I've dropped it on the floor.
He's a mess.
Come on,
I've got to commentate with this guy.
Come on, this is...
I've got to work with this guy.
Do you know how frustrating that was? There was a surprise one in the bag. Now it's on the floor, and this went in the bag, and this was on the floor as well. So these are contaminated, not only by the floor but by Dan as well. So doubly contaminated.
It's quite novel that we have pick and mix here at.
It's great, isn't it?
Here at Twickenham, yeah, I like it.
So these little bags, we call them pick and mix, right? So you get like a 20p mix, a 30p mix, or a 50p mix in the store. And I remember once my friend stole. Because I had these like tins, and they put the bags with the pre-made ones. He stole the whole thing once from the store. he was a moron.
Wow.
He was a pleb.
Guy must have really liked his sweets.
Went to prison, of course. Not for that though.
Oh.
Right then, Rogue will be starting on the T side following the conclusion of the knife. I should actually just raise this once we are. Oh, actually, no, screw you guys, man. I'm raising it now. I'm raising it now. What are you gonna do?
Doesn't really make much difference, does it? Let's be honest. That makes very little difference.
Well, look, it's more of me. They get more of me like this.
You could sit
like this way, they get less of me.
Oh, you can do that then. I solved it for you.
You put the thing on standby.
It's always on standby unless you look at it. You got to stare at it. This whole thing has like an eye tracker thing, so it's.
Yeah, that's a different kind of. Like you've turned it off.
Oh.
We were connected to the server, Dan. And now it's on.
Oh god. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, Ricket in the connector leading the charge for Rogue. Rogue on a T side. We didn't see much of that on train. We saw maybe 3 rounds of it. So it's going to be fun to see how their T side will look here. I think they've got great players for Overpass. It's a very technical map from a T side perspective. You need a pretty deep playbook when it comes to tactics. So, you know, having all the nade placement, the timing on all the nades, and so on and so forth. And they've run actually all the way through connector, all the way up through the bathrooms, and they've detected no CTs so far. So that's got to be a little bit worrying. Well, Dapper's going to find Cadian sitting there in the bathrooms. Interesting. eUnited really passive. And Vice now sort of playing the lurk around B-Long. It sort of suggests we'll keep a lot of players towards A. Very nice distraction. Still only one here on B, so that will be a plant. Should be a plant. And so they get to play retake. The bomb's down, though. Being picked off.
It is on the bomb sites, however, so it could be in a worse place. He gave a long-range shot onto Relics there. Ricket contributing as well, but now they've been smoked off the bomb, and there are 20 seconds remaining, so they are very limited on time. One must be expectant of them to come through the monster position, but Dapper is he's not close enough, really. So Ace has to fight on his own. That's a lovely tap. Ace doesn't need no help. eUnited take the pistol.
Very nice. It's going to give them a pretty good start, exactly the start that they needed. After the last map, definitely want to start on a positive note. Always helps. However, Rogue, not getting the bomb down, they are going to be buying all the Kevlars, all of the helmets. And it's only Hiko sacrificing himself. I'm not sure if he dropped, I guess he must have dropped for somebody else, because he's got nothing left in the bank, and he's only got a CZ. Either way, everybody else looks pretty good. This round can be very scary if it's not handled correctly. And Rogue actually making it look like they're playing an anti-force buy here. They're all charging up the long position. This is quite cool. Now, if they can get really deep before being spotted, they'll have a lot of strength to the burst, because it'll be very limited insofar as the amount of time that eUnited will have to react once they see them. But and that's a good way to punish eUnited from playing very passively as they are.
Whoops. Hiko looking around for the rest of his health bar, as half of it just went missing. Ace could be in a strong position. Ooh, I think he might have been seen there by Hiko. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems maybe he was. Kaden with a close-range shot from the scout, and Ace is in trouble. Pretty bad smoke by the CTs there, and they might pay for it because bells are being rung on the A bomb sites.
Cadian's hitting everything. He hit 2 headshots, and then you can see that last player also had a tag from Cadian, so just 1 bullet from Hiko to take him down. Cadian's beasting right now, and Dapple forces his way through, does create some space for Relics, but he's 1v4 at the moment, runs out of bullets. Oh, very awkward, can't finish off anybody. Rogue with a very successful force buy, keeping 4 players alive, upgrading 3 weapons, 2 MP9s and a UMP. And obviously they have the CZ still, and they are laughing literally right now. I think we saw them on the camera there, just really in great spirits, because that is the worst case scenario for eUnited. That was the worst thing that could have happened. They have one opportunity to right the ship, which is this force buy in response, but it better be good, or else things are going to get... I mean, hopefully we won't see a similar scoreline as to Train, but Rogue will definitely be having a great start. And I like it. Rogue doing a very similar movement as they did in the beginning of the previous round, and it does look very anti-force buy-esque. Sort of having your backs to the wall. It's very hard for you to get surprised. Very limited amounts of places you have to clear on the way to the bomb site, which is one of the reasons why it's so ideal in the anti-force buy.
Line them up. Denial of information. eUnited knows not what lurks beyond this smoke grenade. Pot shots being taken by Moose. Some warning shots, and if there were man on road in his direction, actually I say if there were, there are, but they have moved delayed and now they're pretty close, so he's unlucky not to get anything out of that. Pot flash and they will start to push, but the flashes haven't really gone all their way. That's the bomb spotted, which means a full rotation. Wonder if Dazzle will be activated from that connector position. Vice is lurking as well, but in the meantime on the site, Moose continues to be a problem with this Desert Eagle. Ace finishing off Cadian and Hiko, and that leaves Vice alone to wonder what the hell has happened. He's taken 1 player out, 1 versus 2, 2 versus 0.
The thing is that Rogue survived with 4 players the previous round, so you look at the money they have. Despite not stringing around together, they can have AKs now. This kind of almost makes it potentially worse for eUnited if they lose this round. They cannot afford to lose this round. Their money will be so wrecked. And you can see that they can't even buy properly. You know, thankfully they were able to secure an AK from the previous round, but generally speaking, it's looking really bad on the overall weaponry. So Rogue have a great opportunity here to still put eUnited into a terrible position. And it looks like they want to mix things up here. We'll see a play into the B-bomb sites from Rogue. They don't have many grenades though, so they have to find a good spot, and they've just got to deploy everything at once and go with it. And it's going to be all on that one chance. And eUnited, they've got a good opportunity with Relic so close to the CZ and the backup of Dapper with the AK-47 to get the first couple kills when the entrance of the sites happens for Rogue. And that's all they need to win this round. But they have to hit those first shots.
A suggestive smoke towards the toilets. The bogs, as we sometimes call him here in the United Kingdom. Charge through the monster position. Relics does what he can, but no kill. Dapper is exposed, but almost gets 2 kills out of it somehow. Moves trying to clean up, but Hiko will ruin his day. Dazzle and Ace. Is this safe territory? MP9 and the UMP. Ooh, an upgrade. But surely they don't go for this. Ace, I'm sure, is playing containment, and Dazzle will try to make some money, / take some guns away, but they continue to go back and forth. No one stringing together consecutive rounds just yet, but with only 2 eUnited players alive at this point, it looks pretty good for Rogue in the next round.
Yep. That is worst case scenario. Well, worst case would be them losing both these guns too, but indeed it does not look good. I was kind of called the smoke over towards bathrooms. I'm not sure how effective it was, but I like that detail, especially considering they had, I think, 2 smokes in total when they threw that. So pretty cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. So you can see the money here for United is limiting. It is highly limiting. Will they force buy, or will they just hold the L and just say, okay, we'll just have to go for full saves? No, they go for the force buy again. Force buys upon force buys. That is rough. I mean, we saw it with the Scout on 2 Ace previously. United need Ace on an AWP ASAP. And it's a very fast one. Very cool. Anti-force buy. It's the other round that you would run on anti-force buy. Just rushing through Monster, and they get 3 instant entries. That's the round done. Straight away, just absolutely done.
GG for this round. And there is a consecutive round. I think it was likely, bearing in mind what was saved in the previous round. And now United are in a pretty bad spot on their CT side. Everybody alive for Rogue. Nothing good is coming the way of United anytime soon. A door is open, but it is not a door of opportunity. It's a door of anguish, despair, and bad acupuncture. Or is it? Dazzle will write his own fate. For a few seconds at least. As the overarching story, he may have won the battle, but the war of round number 5 was won by Rogue.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the diversity of strategy that they have on this map and tactics as well.
I just found chocolate in my pocket, which is why I don't stop talking.
Yeah, I just heard like something hit the table. I looked to my right. There's like James has produced 5 different types of chocolates just from his pocket. Very nice. Well, we got that scout for Ace, not finding the mark just yet. It does get tagged up. United immediately forced into passive positions all the way back onto the bomb sites, and I think that's been part of the problem for them so far. I mean, obviously, they haven't really had a buy round yet, which is pretty scary when you're going into round 6 or 7 without a full buy round yet. But they have been just always going to very passive positions. We'll see how the approach is when they actually have rifles and an AWP out. But once again, we'll see the delayed push through Monster Tunnel into B.
Dazzle's flanking the flank, however, but by the time he gets there, everybody will probably be dead. So, oh, maybe not. The AK upgrade. Sick is in the water. Sick is dead. Seems his illness was fatal. Terminal, rather. Hiko now 1 versus 3. He has a reasonable chance at some 1v1s here because of the different places he could come from, but he has to be on point. Hiko, no stranger to the clutch. Dazzle with an off angle next to the barrels. Hiko is never going to check that. And that is a round for eUnited. The struggle is real.
Hiko got loafed. They all got loafed, James.
Too much wheat in the diet.
Loafman was delivering all the goods. So that is a much needed round. Good on eUnited. Orb comes out. Full spectrum of grenades also out. Nicely done by Rogue. Perfectly timed flashbang. They tag him up. Sick knows that he got tagged. I think he just dinked Ace. No, Dazzle with as he turns the corner with a Glock. That is quite dangerous right now here for eUnited. They're having to fall all the way back due to receiving that damage. Now Dapper could be in trouble. I think Rogue heard the footstep there.
He must have been heard. The flashbang is absolutely perfect. Triple peak. And that is one United player down and 2 heavily maimed. They've climbed into the lion enclosure and they are bleeding profusely. Relics and Moose on the B bomb site. Buying time for now. Cadian's going on a journey around a long position, trying to see if anything funky is going on. With a minute on the clock, he could choose to go, I mean, well, with the AWP, you don't really want to be the man on the investigation once you get close to the site because you lack the versatility if more than one player is there. But Rogue are starting to wonder, looking towards the top of Connector, but they don't want to overplay their advantage and take too long.
This is really tough for United too, because as you say, like, you know, 2 players being critically wounded, that does actually change things a bit, because it means you can't really, like, it doesn't change much for Ace, but for Dazzle, he can't really take fights at all. So this makes this defense really tough. Ace does catch the first one. The trade, though, I think should be there, but the smoke is making things awkward for the spray. Eventually does get taken down by Cadian, no less, with the AWP, and Dazzle also receives some AWP treatment from Cadian. Cadian is having quite the game so far. And we see now Rogue in a pretty damn strong position. I don't think there's a way to defeat this bomb site's take, or rather, sorry, to win this retake.
With such little time left, Ace dropped a smoke grenade into a Molotov that was behind him on the truck, but it obscured his vision towards the left-hand side. And I don't think it really went to plan. I think it made his life harder for him there, because a quick peek to your left with an AWP can lead to a very fast shot. But yeah, I think that may have been a problem. I mean, the numbers game was there for Rogue anyway, but who knows what might have happened if that smoke went elsewhere. I think maybe with the Molotov down on that position, he didn't feel safe to use this at the front of toilets or something like that, but the push was going to come in regardless if it was coming to A with that much time on the clock. Both teams on the buy once more. No sniper rifle for eUnited. They have had no consecutive rounds so far. Behind every round win is a round of failure.
Slow starts, a bit more aggression here from United insofar as just having 4 positions towards A. I suppose they have tried in some of the rounds, but they just get, you know, battered by utility and are forced back early. But it's Rogue that decide not to put any pressure on just yet. Now there's a delayed push around. This is cool. This is a good exhibit of pacing here from Rogue, slowing things right down, delaying some of their timings on their default. Sick walking up along by himself at the moment with his teammates taking control of connector at the same time. It will be tough for Sick to win the fight as he crosses into the choke point, into bathrooms. But Ace is actually leaving that position just as Rogue start to join up towards toilets. This is interesting here. Rogue taking this very slowly. I think this might be a little bit too slow, to be honest. 30 seconds and they are nowhere near a bomb site. They've not really done all that much just yet.
Yeah, not for the first time. Around this time in the previous round, they had 3 people in connector around the 40-second mark just waiting for something to happen. And here it is, a raw charge, a raw peek and a raw charge towards the B bomb site. And they've had no success just yet. So a very simple round from Rogue. And it is riddled with failure. But maybe Cadian can change that, maybe not. He's moving away from B. Only 6 seconds on the clock, so some damage done. And eUnited's money isn't fantastic, so at least there is that. Rogue can rebuy, but perhaps something more substantial will be needed in the rounds to come from Rogue.
Yeah, it just it was hard to see what they were going for, because either you're playing to try to get a pick in some way, and at the same time maybe getting some map control, or you're just playing straight for map control and just, you know, seeing what happens, just, you know, push them back with utility. And Rogue didn't really sort of accomplish too much. They had a delayed timing into the default, but then yeah, they just didn't really seem to develop it in time. So hopefully they'll get an adjustment there. It should be an easy thing to fix, honestly. The same setup here for eUnited, 3 in B, 2 in the bathrooms, and it looks like they've heard the noise here. They know that Rogue are pushing towards A long. It's all down to the utility now. And there's the pop flash. And they are looking away. That's how you do it. They knew it was coming. And that's a beautiful clean-up there from Dazzle. And they go 4 versus 3 now, eUnited. That's the start they need in this round. It's cool they, you know, both players are looking away, because there's always a pop flash that will come there from the T's when they're taking A long in the default.
Yeah, it seems that was somewhat telegraphed. And in some cases where you see a pop flash, you see a second one because of some plays like that. So that's something for Rogue to think about in review. Have 2 players there with a slightly delayed second flashbang, so they eat it. Smoke down on Monster at the 40-second mark. Hiko is asking questions towards A. While the bomb makes its way towards short B, will it be a rotation through connector? Does Hiko have a false sense of security? Rex is actually at the back stairs, so no one is on A itself, but Moose is holding the weirdest angle on A long. Meanwhile, like, Hiko sees nobody on A, but they're still poking towards the B bomb site now with Regan. 20 seconds, and this is going to be an absolute disaster. 2 CTs are down though, 13 seconds, and he's got to go towards B surely, but Hiko's been heard on the high ground. Smoke is up for the time being, but can Relix take Hiko out at least before he gets into position? Maybe he heard him go into the water. If he's fast enough for Relix, they won't be checking this balcony too quick, or will they? Vice in position, but he'll lose the duel. And does he realize that he probably doesn't think Hiko is here? Maybe he thinks that Hiko was Hiko's teammate. A nice one-tap from Hiko, but it won't be enough on this occasion. That was a hairy one. Wow.
You could see the struggles for Hiko there. When he loses his teammate, it's just, he can't have a good position. He's exposed one way or the other. That one tap, I was in my mind, I'm like, this is the only way that he actually can maybe make this one work. But alas, Hiko was not good enough. And United, I don't want to say they're stabilizing just yet, but they're on the way there.
Damn, Hiko.
That is nuts, isn't it?
That was a really weird round at the end. Hiko's on A. Yeah. There are 4 CTs alive. Nobody is on A for the CTs. And the Ts are trying to rotate from B to A.
Where there are 3 CTs.
Via, via connector with 20 seconds on the clock. Because you see no 8, there are 4 alive. Like, what else can you do? It's so weird.
If only they knew. Then I guess they'd be cheaters. But here it is, fast push into the B bomb site. It's been a little bit since they tried this one. Ricky starts it off well with the smoke there to, okay, this is, all right, 3 players are dead, that's it. It's pretty much done. A 2v4, Dazzle has to just, it's going to be quite incredible to make it work.
Surely he does not fully commit to this. You would imagine it's one of those situations where they're looking for an opportunity to be handed to them, like we saw yesterday in a 1 versus 3. But if it's not served on a plate, then they will slowly back away. For those of you at home, note how they are quietly walking away so as not to make it obvious that they're running away and they get chased immediately by their opponents. No free information.
Hashtag triggered.
Hashtag Division 1. Not even Division 2.
Hashtag not even Division 2.
Actually, that one was Division 2, not Division 1.
So 5 to 5 is the score. It's all even. Money's even too, actually. Well, slight edge for Rogue, as you can see on the screen, on your screens.
What if they're driving down? What if they're only listening?
Well,
what then, Dan?
Drive safe, I guess. Drive safe, guys. That's why I said the scores, so they know. They know what's going on.
Ooh, we've got matchmaking strats standing in the smoke, and Dazzle avoids all of them. All the drills, and he's got an AK as well, so they might not even realize immediately. Second frag, goes for the third. Marvelous runaway, get the reload in. Okay, that's interesting. Ricky chasing, and he still gets the kill with a quick QQ to get a faster jump. But it's a 1 versus 3 now. He does have the bomb. He's got a minute 10, so he can do more damage here.
That is frustrating. And around, you know, that's super critical. Just a guy sitting in the smoke. Just wipes your entire team out. That is very, very frustrating. Okay, this is not a good look for Ricky. And that'll be that 6 to 5 for eUnited. And now we can talk about stabilizing. They've got some decent money building, and there's no buy for Rogue. So they have sort of turned the corner now. They've managed to make it all the way through the darkened tunnel, and they're into the light once again. I guess it's light for the first time in this series. It's been kind of traumatic for them.
Ricky is, I think his mother has been watching his games and asked him why he was dying so much in one of his matches, which is really funny. Another rush from Rogan. These have been successful. Dapper needs more kills, and there's another one from his teammate. Cadian alone. Going for the burst fire with the Glock. Love us some burst fire, but he will prove unsuccessful on this occasion. So indeed, Dan, stabilization might be the word of these rounds. 2 in a row, again, for eUnited. Not many rounds remain in this first half, and they are getting a reasonable score out of their CT side. A tactical timeout from Rogue to discuss how to break these players once again. Will it be another play into the B-bomb site? They've been dangerous with limited equipment. Do they do it with AKs? Rush Beano grenades can be, you can really break the camel's back with the right timing. Once in a match, once every other match. Need some good spawns for it as well.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that's cool about running lots of defaults is that it gives you a good sense of what your opponent's CT setups are like most consistently, which gives you, you know, some good info to, you know where to, if you want to do a shock and all play, like where to put it. There's been a lot of rounds where United had 3 on B at the start, but this is very different. They're going to go very aggressive, which is really cool like this. Dazzle going down to the bench. Maybe they didn't spot him, though his teammate is annihilated, but Dazzle's effort, the aggression, is not diffused just yet. And Relic's death is definitely not in vain just yet either. It's just all come to a standstill. Perhaps it has come to a standstill because Rogue are very suspicious. Oh, there it is. Push comes in from Dazzle. The battle of patience won by Ricket.
3 players remain for eUnited. Moose waiting patiently at the end of long. But now, if they were to come his way, again, the pressure is on. Too many situations where CTs have to get 2 kills. 1 is simply not enough. And from an invested position like that, now you've lost 2 teammates where they could use your distraction to peek around the party area. You have to carry the dead weight, literally. Cadian, and there it is, there's a second kill. He sees the bomb, he goes back for a further engagement, and now he can choose to fall off. It would make sense to fall off. It would be expected to fall off, but he won't, and he'll take Hiko by surprise and shut it down. Round number 8 for eUnited. Marvelous stuff. He had a big job to do. He did even better. He exceeded. He gets full marks.
Yes, indeed. It was a good effort. And United are in a great spot now to get 10 rounds, honestly. They have pistols to deal with, and then the buy will come out, of course, but it's looking pretty nice. The starts that they needed to this map, and it's been great to see Dazzle just going for it in a lot of these rounds. He's been very pivotal. Fast push detected from the pistols from Rogue, and he'll try to barrel their way through the defense on the toilet's position. It's not going to work out too well, though. Ace brings out the CZ. Has to duck out of the action, though, because Moose is ready to cover for him. Oh, Sick actually gets in with the nade, but won't really matter all that much. Moving into the last round now, and they can fully rebuy, fully restock. And it's all about Rogue, whether they can get 6 on the board. I don't think that they have really found a consistent approach against United. Most of the rounds that they won were sort of in the battle of the 4 spies. We haven't really seen, since Ace has got an AWP in his hands, too much success from Rogue.
Will it be a fast one into B? 2 players heading elsewhere. Says otherwise. But B's, this is normally a lurker position, and there are 4 now. There are now 4 Rogue players here. So, what is the play from Rogue? No presence upper, no real presence trying to connect. So just Cadian keeping an honest eye on things, making sure there's no push from the CTs. Off-angle boost, but Rogue are playing tight to the wall. There might be. Let me see. Can't really see where the shadows are. There we go. Okay, so not really a shadow advantage for Moose, but Cadian will be eliminated, and that's going to activate Rogue to try and push it to the site. But there are 2 players here. They will get all the jewels, every single one. eUnited heading towards double figures. Hiko versus 5. Watched that but close. The transfer won't get him to any station. Rogue will remain on 5 rounds. You see the consecutive rounds there. Oh, you don't, but I can. 5 rounds in a row for eUnited at the end of that half.
Yeah, when the force buy shenanigans came to an end, United was picking up all the rounds. Rogue struggled when it came to the buys versus the buys. But they have a chance for redemption. They have a chance to start off well here on the pistol round. That's all it takes. Shoot some heads. Sounds easy. They don't have any smoke. They don't have the smoke kit on anyone, which I always think is... I think there's never a reason not to have that. But we'll see the push coming in here into connector. The CTs will meet them. And this looks pretty good here for Rogue. They are crushing this push in connector. They've come out 3 versus 2 overall. Ace is made onto the site, but the bomb is lagging behind him. And Ace might have a pretty nasty spot on his hands, but they could line up in a very good way for Ace. They will! All 3 go down. That should not have happened in that way. And Rogue are going to be crippled by that. eUnited start off the second half with a fantastic amount of money. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Big in the game.
That's that was not great spacing. Oh, huddled up in the corner.
Let's look at the investment from Rogue here. They've got a scout, they've got 2 smoke grenades. It is a full force buy. Oh, and they go for the tight choke point of Monster and win the duel. Moose Spray's not with him today. How many players does he spot on the radar, though? You would expect that maybe United would try to go quickly elsewhere. Dazzle making a good play with the MAC-10 in connector. That's the weapon you want in this position. And they will try to slowly advance off these players at the back of A. And Molotov should be a problem, but there is a smoke there as well. Some panic grenades being thrown, and that will allow Rogue to advance towards the site. To their doom, however, as Dazzle and Dapper, the double Ds with the MAC-10s, continue to cause problems. Ace going for a fake just in case there's a push through the smoke.
And Sick has escaped with an AK and a smoke grenades and a CZ. Cadian just found a smoke as well and has the scout. So this is a pretty good save into the following round if they can keep it going. Oh no! Oh my god, that timing could not have actually been worse. That is very heartbreaking for Sick. Goodbye AK, goodbye smoke grenades. It was not to be. Could be for Cadian though, because oh no, he missed it actually. That must have been very fine. Looks like he will survive. No one has interest. So get into the back of that truck and drive away. Alright, United up against an eco rounds. All except Cadian Scout. There will be nothing else really to worry about. So United will probably rush Monster Tunnel, I would guess, or well, Long is the other good choice, Long. I want to see the Monster Tunnel rush. Let's go. 3 MAC-10s. You're against players with no helmets. Come on. Monster Tunnel rush. Calling it, James. Calling it now. They did this to me. Oh. Can't believe they've done this.
Can't believe they've done this. 4 CTs on the A-long area. Maybe expectant of an anti-force buy, a stereotypical anti-force buy run where the T's might head to long. Moose will soon be investigating towards, well, B, I would say that, but if he had a MAC-10, he'd probably be in there now, but he's got an AK, so he doesn't want to go too far. Relic spotting some players on long will give them added confidence. Oh, they haven't heard it just yet. Dapper getting peppered, but FACEIT only has 20 HP, and there aren't really the most amazing weapons. I don't think there's an AK there to be collected. The bomb has been left in a passive position. Ace has gone to collect it, while Moose has gone through B up to A to make sure that all the corners are closed. Putting up the police lines. Although he's not the police. It's FACEIT. FACEIT is no longer the police.
3 rounds and United win map 2. A mere 3 rounds. Not a bad look for them. After what happened on map 1, it was 16-2, James. They got absolutely beasted. They got spanked.
They did.
Spanked on the bottom.
They did indeed. This is an important round though. Rogue have things. They have objects, which hits hard. They don't have a sniper rifle, and we know what Cadian's been doing with that today. I think Relics was spotted, and maybe the same is true for Cadian. Dazzle quickly making his way up through connector, but Ricky's got an off angle and a stronger weapon. However, Ricky does not have a helmet, and that could make the difference, but is Dazzle ready for the peak? Surely if Relix dies here, that's enough distraction though. Dazzle doesn't even check Ricky's position. Big spray from Cadian. Dapper will take him down, not exposed to Ricky. Ricky is still position unknown. Maybe that comes into play later, but for now he's going to move into connector. Dapper's the only man of 3 now, which I think have been spotted at this point. So what information do Rogue really have?
Not a huge amount just yet. Obviously the flanking potential is nice from Ricky, but
nice.
He could also catch someone moving, yes, through connector down the stairs.
And that's why Vice has rotated to allow Ricky to hold that position.
Or is he? Yep, he's been spotted now. That makes it really awkward for eUnited. Having that constant flank pose a threat is really, really awkward, especially considering that Moose has enough on his hands and Ace trying to bust into the B-bomb site. There's too many jobs and too little players to do them here for eUnited, but maybe they can make it work if they hit their shots. That's a good start there. Dapper beats out Ricket, although the rest of them, it's a bit too much. Sick will clean him up, and that is a round for Rogue.
They gave a lot of information at the very end there. Ace reloading on short B. I mean, there was nowhere really better for him to reload a bit. Whoever it was who was, I think Ace might have peeked from Monster. Whoever reloaded on short B and then the peek from Monster, which didn't yield a kill, made Vice rotate immediately. That's enough players to know that it's going to be a B play. So eUnited needed to get more out of that situation early so they could move into the site. They didn't, and Rogue shut it down. Now we see Ace on the sniper rifle. Cadian getting aggressive through the smoke, but after that early aggression from the CTs, especially without a sniper rifle, it is time to move back. Now you see an example in Moose of the lurker position towards B. I think this is more normal, where you just have one person in this area, rather than the 3 or 4 we saw in a previous round from a T side. 2 players on long for the CTs. Ricky can offer some support if Vice was to peak early, but Vice and Cadian start to move back. Seems they're in 2 minds as to what they want to do as Vice starts to go back once again. Ricky just good for the 1. Vice, oh, he's close, he did a lot of damage. Not willing to give it up just yet though. Got support from his teammate and he will continue to hunt, but look at Ace's rotation. He's gone so far. Oh, he's put him in the red as well. Vice is doing a hell of a lot here, but eventually he will go down.
He may have done too much, unless somebody oversteps from Rogue. Rotation comes in, but by the time they are ready to push the site, there's probably going to be 20 or less seconds for them to do it. So they're walking here at T-spawn. There's 30 seconds. This will be a desperate run. Nothing can really go wrong here, otherwise they'll just run out of time. And Hiko's waiting on the barrels on the B-bomb site. He's ready to stop this. There go the grenades. 15 seconds to plant the bomb. Hiko just needs to get it 1 frag, really. And there is 1. 9 seconds. Sick lurking, waiting. Takes down the player who has not got the bomb. And that's it. Even if he dies there, that would have been a 1 round. Sick handles it, though, and does stay alive. 7 for Rogue now, as the money has been rocked for eUnited. And they will be saving here. A few pistols, perhaps, but otherwise they save. And Rogue are getting some momentum. United must be careful. On train we saw Rogue have a very strong CT side. They must express care, James.
The pistols start their charge. There is a smoke on Relics. There are no flashes at this point for the Ts. They move beyond the initial toilet position, but they are smoked off, and Ricky's got the bomb immediately. And now he doesn't have the bomb because he's dead. Vice and Cadian and Sick all towards the A site at the moment. On the A site itself, Sick can run distraction for the other 2. So this should be a nice cleanup for Rogue, but maybe easier said than done. Relics and Moose rotating away. Nobody on the B-bomb site, but can they get there fast enough? Of course, it is a reasonably fast rotation for the Rogue squad, and Hiko is starting to head back in that direction, but the bomb plant looks likely now.
Ooh, nice catch by Hiko. Let's say the bomb plant happens. That's an extra bit of cash in the bank for the remainder of, or for the rest of eUnited. But that's
well, for all
yeah.
of eUnited.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Everybody gets the money then.
Everyone gets $800. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's bountiful.
Yes, it's like
What is it like that?
oh my god, universal basic income. Everyone gets.
I thought you were going to say
some
universal bacon income.
That would be great. I'd be down for that.
I wouldn't.
I want a bacon sponsorship right now.
No bacon for me, thank you.
Give me the bacon.
The texture of bacon is it's not great. I don't understand the obsession.
Depends how you cook it, I suppose.
Oh, well, if it's in a burger with cheese, then maybe. But that means it requires assistance. It can't stand up on its own.
It can definitely stand up on its own. I feel like you're just not good at bacon, James. I think you just haven't discovered how to do it.
I didn't try to bacon myself. I pay for other people to bacon, or have in the past, but I'll take a ham hock, but that's not really bacon, is it? So, yeah, bacon doesn't do a lot for me. Doesn't do a lot. Unless I'm having a full English in Bermondsey. 5 rounds between the two sides. Rogue enjoying success, 3 rounds in a row for them. Cadian having a quick look. Computer says no.
Ooh. Ricky has to run away. I think he's been hurt. They will get out of there. And oh, whoa, okay, what? Okay, I thought they were fine. That first shot completely missed, and then the second one, and boom. Goodbye, Cadian. That's gotta hurt.
Seems they're trying to pinch the B bomb site, expecting a panic rotation from Rogue, and they're not wrong because it does look like a panic rotation from Rogue. 3 people now on the A bomb site. Look how deep they are. They're deep, Dan. They are deep. And Hiko is alone towards the B bomb site, and now he's gone. He's smoked. What is the decision of Rogue? 3 versus 5. Their money is not fantastic. This could be a save.
Indeed it is. eUnited. Is this the first T rounds?
No, they won the first 3.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I knew they won some T rounds, but like, and I was trying to think how long.
Oh,
I can see
you're just talking very slowly, Dan.
Yes. Because it feels like a while since they've had some success on the T side, you know, from the, you know, after the pistol victory, that is.
Well, this would be their first buy versus buy round win.
Indeed. So that's good to see from them.
Hello.
And Rogue have been taking some hits. You can see that despite winning the last 3, they've not really got a huge bank, honestly.
I like the read from eUnited there. They got one surprising pick through a smoke. Then there was a re-smoke. And then they expected Rogue to have a panic rotation towards A, because that was a very unlikely kill that they would not have been prepared for, because you take a duel and you may die on that hill, you may not, but there is expectation there one way or another. But he just got shot through a smoke. Rogue over-rotated. Will that play a part in the remainder of this game?
Aggression here from Rogue in connector by the stairs. All the nades. And they have a really good rotation time to assist B. I wonder if they'll even try to take sewers. They do have Hisek, who is by the short position, who can offer assistance from the B side. So they could try to actually go and, you know, flash into sewers and then make a play. But they were trying to boost over the top here. But everyone's coming from Monster. This is actually the perfect way for eUnited to deal with this. So we'll have to frag out, though, and Hiko's going to be doing some fragging. Only gets 1, though, but the distraction is good for Vice and Ricky to come into play as 2 are left here. The bomb not down for eUnited just yet. It's maybe falling apart, but Moose, he could save the day. Looking to get the flank. Good timing. Catches Ricky. The 1v1 against Vice goes his way as well. Now just down to Cadian. Bomb will be planted. He knows now that one is on the site. That's good information. Will Ace try to leave the site, though? Cadian's trying to creep up on him. There he goes, turns the corner. Here's the footsteps, easy kill. Has the smoke, that's big. And that's going to force the other player up, and Moose just goes for the wide peak. That's a good play, and that will get eUnited onto match points.
Game points.
Game points.
That was a close one. If you wonder why Ricky was facing Vice, they were playing a bait setup with Vice hiding behind the sandbags. Ricky wanted to engage so his teammate could trade should it be required. They did not expect the flank through the short B tunnel. Only Ricky with the rifle. Rogue, of course, having to force buy versus game points. Ace better collect that bomb, and he's moving the bomb away. But he is on his own. However, we cannot expect a push just yet. Cadian will probably go for one eventually, but he will have to bide his time. 2 players in connector for the T side, and it seems Relics will come to support Ace, who is in a slightly awkward position, I think it's fair to say.
Smoke looks pretty helpful for Dapper. Trying to get close. He's trying to get close. And this smoke has helped so much. Oh, that's a very nice kill. Dragging the spray across, finds the head. Traded out, but his teammates are starting to make inroads onto the bomb site. This looks very good for eUnited. I'm not sure Rogue can stop this now. Rico, though, has something to say about it. Does take down Dazzle very quickly. And the site is still in contestation. The bomb yet to be planted. In fact, there is time to actually go to A, and they're going to do that. The rotation coming in from Ace all the way through connector. Vice will spot it, but Moose has spotted Vice. Ooh, the MP9 wins against the AK.
And that's some good information for the CT side as well. Ricky in position at the back. Hiko not far away either. Vice is going from the rotation all the way through T spawn. I don't really understand why at this point with that much time on the clock, why he's gone for that such a far rotation when he had a 3 versus 2. Either way, as both his teammates have been ruined, and it is Vice having to try and clutch this with the MP9, going long range for the unexpected approach. Is there a kit on the site? He does not have one, having to speed up. Hasn't been hurt just yet. And Ace will deliver that final kill to take it to a 3rd map. eUnited 16, Rogue 8.
The first 3rd map of the minor, the America's minor, I think, actually. A lot of 2-0s, but yes, eUnited with a 16-8. I did not expect that after seeing Train. I mean, how could you?
Yes, they win each other's picks. Inferno will be the final map of this series, and that will be coming up after the break. We will be back in just a few minutes with map number 3 between eUnited and Rogue.